What's up, everybody? Hope this finds you well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. And sorry I'm late. John, what's up? Sam, Nafe, Squall Dog, Radis, Hugo, CYK Tom. It's great to see all you guys. Good to have the regulars in here. Hey, the Sam Jr. I don't think that I've ever known. I don't think I've seen you in the chat. Welcome. All right, so Scotty, what's up? Thank you. I am well. Hope you're well as well. I have some explaining to do. So this morning we had a meeting, and then I basically had my entire setup completely destroyed. I shot the trailer for this series for Webflow yesterday, the main camera. So I took the camera apart, took the lighting apart, took all my audio gear apart. So it has been a wild ride this morning trying to get everything up and running, but I think we're good. Let me know if my audio's coming in clear. Let me know if the music is okay. Because then when I logged in this morning, there was a Go XLR update, which means that's like the, everything in my audio world. So if anything's weird, just let me know. Scotty, I'm good. Nervous though, to be honest. My biggest resource is being released tonight at midnight. That's cool. What? It's very cryptic though. What's going on? How's your week going? Oh my God, is it Thursday? It is Thursday already. This week has been literally just flying by. It's crazy. Hey, you're not on time, but I'm not either. Curious on your reaction to my opening comment in chat. Oh, when you were watching rap battles, just getting all pumped up. It's time to chill. I love that. Oh, a business naming workbook for email subscribers. 40 pages. Wow. That's great, man. Congrats. Throw a sign up link in the chat, mods. I think this is okay. Yeah, been a long time coming. Yeah. Very cool. And to the 3 people watching over on YouTube, hello. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I actually just started this one last night, the 1 hour creative, or no, 1 hour content plan. And meh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm coming at this like not only from the perspective of someone who wants to learn how to kind of smooth out content, the whole process of creating content better, but also from an educator point of view, like how can we teach this? And got some good things in here. I'll share one little snippet from the book that I thought was really kind of cool. And for those of you guys who are looking to start an agency or start a freelance business, you're probably going to want to do this for your business. Hold on one second. All right, so basically she wants you to fill in the blanks in these statements to help you niche down into a specific audience. And the statement is, I educate, inspire, entertain, teach, help blank who want to blank. So here's the statement. Let's focus. There we go. So that's really it kind of reminds me of the X for Y statement from Jonathan Stark. I help X accomplish Y. So yeah, little snippet was pretty good. Basically a positioning statement for your content. Everything else though is I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. We'll do a book report in the mornings. Multi-stream. I wonder if that's it. That might be going back to the root cause in quality loss. Yeah. Christian, you made a poster yesterday. Maybe you'll share it on Discord. Please do. Would love to see it. Hey, James. Good to see you over on YouTube. So I think next week we're going to be breaking into Webflow starting Tuesday. And I'm pretty stoked about it. And I think that we're going to multi-stream here on Twitch right here. You guys have been, awesome. This audience is incredible. But I think we're going to multi-stream over on the Academy channel for the future. So that's going to be an interesting thing because I fully expect to see a couple more people in the chat. Hugo says, what's that mean? Is that good? Is that bad, Hugo? I'm freaking out. Scotty, another good news. A client of mine that I was working on the brand strategy for has taken me full time to run the brand. Congrats, man. That's great. So are you, is it like a full-time retainer or are you a full-time employee for this person? That's fantastic. I have been working with my brother who is starting an audio business. He's edited a bunch of our podcasts and is a trained film composer, and he does a bunch of production stuff on the audio side. So he started his business about 4 weeks ago, and he's already got 2 retainers. So it's been interesting seeing his transition and his progress in a different industry, because I'm basically walking him through the same steps that I took to start my business, doing the Upwork thing, doing the cold calling, all that kind of good stuff. So it's an interesting journey. And I'm super proud of him because the level of his retainers, it took me 2.5 years to get one of the retainer at that budget level, and he knocked it out of the park. Recently wrote a brief article over on audio branding. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, Scotty, do me a favor, send me the link in Discord. Matter of fact, send it to Sam because he's in the Discord as well. Appreciate that. Let's see. When you multi-stream using what? Maybe 6K bit rate. When you multi-stream, the encoder here is... Okay, that's a lot of words. So, I will read this when I can process it. Do me a favor, Squaldog, shoot me a message on Discord and we can iron this out, because I definitely don't want anything dropping over on the Academy channel. Cheriton, hey, good to see you. Oh, Tom, you got your paid Webflow account? That's great. Ooh, Webflow news. Let's talk about that. So yesterday they had their quarterly review, which they're starting again. They didn't do any of them in 2020, as far as I know. And I put out a thread on Twitter with the highlights, the stuff that I really cared about. So let me share my screen real quick and we'll take a look at that. Let's see. All right, so Webflow quarterly update. The biggest thing that I was thrilled about is collaboration. So the interesting thing is that when you're working with a team in Webflow, only one person can be in the designer at all times, and they're changing that. So number one, you're going to be able to have multiple people in the designer. They're also releasing these crazy roles. You'll be able to control who can edit things, different areas of the site that they can edit. You're also going to be able to enable or disable publishing based on somebody's role. So for those of you guys who don't know, like, you can send an edit only link to your clients and they're not able to access the designer, so they can't change the structure of the site, but they can change the text and swap out images, and it's fantastic. But the thing is that if they can still mess things up. So if they delete all of the text out of a text box, that text box kind of disappears. And then they can't find it again to add more text in. So the beautiful thing about the roles is your clients can get in there and edit and then let you know, hey, I'd like to push this live on the site. And it's you can control if they can publish that or not. So that's really fantastic. The collaboration efforts are going to be huge. Let's see, memberships. So the biggest thing that has been requested over and over and over again, member exclusive websites. So think about, like, if you're a future customer, when you go to log in for your courses, you log in and all the course material is there, and the back end, it's called Teachable. The back end is kind of gnarly, you know. It's not the greatest user experience in the world. We're actively looking for another solution, and the Webflow just comes along and they're like, here, build your member exclusive website right here where all your other stuff is. So I'm like really thrilled about that. So what this means is memberships. Like, think about the things that they're going to have to incorporate in order to make this happen. Number one, user accounts, right? That's something that Webflow has not done so far. So user accounts is going to be huge. Number two, gated access that actually means something, right? Instead of putting a password on a single page, you're going to have access control based on user roles. So exactly, no more member stack. So this is definitely a member stack killer. Unfortunately, because I do respect those guys. So let's see here. I guess I can zoom in. What else we got? Yeah, 2020. It seemed like, and it wasn't like explicitly spelled out, but there's a lot of challenge there over at Webflow. They had an uphill battle through 2020, and they kind of withdrew from the public eye almost, where they stopped doing the quarterly updates. They really stopped focusing on the wish list or responding to the wish list. And I'm thinking that we're going to see them go back to basics here in 2021, because all that stuff is being rebooted. All right, let's see. Performance. So lots of like behind the scenes stuff going on. Basically what they want to do is they want to remove all of the limitations. So the field limit on CMS, cause like, what do you call them? The field limit on collections in your CMS, that's going to go away. The quantity limit of CMS items is going to go away as well. So that's really, really cool, because right now you can only have like 10,000 blog posts. I say only, and it feels like strange, but like, let's say we wanted to have everybody who graduated from the project management course that we offer. Let's say we wanted to have every single one of those people on our website, and we automated something where upon graduation, they were imported into the website and then published out for the world to see. So there's this big giant list of students. Well, we've already got 8,000 people that have gone through that course. So we're coming up on that content limit, right? So that's one of the limitations that they're going to be removing, which is great. Let's see what else. CMS improvements, yeah. So that's kind of the behind the scenes stuff was interesting, but quite over my head when they were talking about that. E-commerce. This is the biggest disappointment of the whole quarterly review. I didn't see a lot of promises or progress on their e-commerce, which is really, really disappointing. I think in order to in order to create a membership-only website, recurring billing is going to have to come in, and user accounts is going to have to be incorporated. And so those are two things in the e-commerce world that like we've been waiting for a long time. So there's that, but then also like shipping compared to WooCommerce right now, Webflow is I mean, even when you incorporate Shippo, which is a third-party plugin, it's really kind of terrible. So having dynamically pulled shipping rates just basic 101 kind of e-commerce stuff would be fantastic. I didn't hear a mention of it. Now, I will say I missed the first 9 minutes of the call. So if it was there, Webflow, I'm so sorry. And I think that's about it. Yep. All in all, I'm pumped. I'm glad that they're actually like communicating with their audience again. It looks like their conference is back on in November. So hopefully we'll see some improvements with COVID, and we can all get together. Yeah, that's about it with Webflow. Yeah. Oh, dad jokes. Yeah. So one of the questions somebody asked Vlad was if he creates his dad jokes beforehand and writes them down somewhere, and he was like, no, it's basically just a disease in my head and I can't get rid of it, and they just flow. But he did say that I have a pad on my desk that I keep track of puns. So yeah. Hey Heather. True Grit Khalil. What's up? Khalil, did you change your username? MKM, best way to practice typography. There's 2 courses that I recommend. One is obviously our typography course. It's fantastic. Chris put a lot of effort into it. There's hours of content and awesome homework. The second is there's a typography course on awards led by Mario Shestak, and it's great. I hope I got your name right, Mario. Yeah. Dad jokes are the cure, not the disease. That's right, Zach. Zach, I saw it was your birthday in Discord. Happy birthday, man. Sachiri, hello. I just took a drink from an empty cup. Hold up. What show is that from, people? Did you just take a drink from an empty cup? All right, Seltzer of the Day. This one goes back to John Beatty. Spin Drift. And this is going to be the focus. Raspberry Lime. Again, John, thank you for the seltzers. I received a big package of seltzers 3 days ago. And I'm working my way through them. Still have the leftover cake. You know, it's funny. We're doing 75 hard right now, which means I think we're on day 19, which means I got like 40 days to go or something like that. But at the end of the 40 days, we're just gonna ruin it all and order a Milk Bar cake for, get it shipped in. Superstore. Sachira, what camera do I have? It's an EOS R. And then the top one, let's see if this works. Yeah, this is an EOS RP. Oh, that one's good. Oh, that one's really good. I tried the grapefruit spin drift the other night, and it was a little underwhelming, but this is delicious. The hook here is that they actually put fruit in this one instead of like flavorings. So yeah, that's delicious. Stream's dead? It says excellent. Oh no. Have I seen the Milk Bar Chef's Table? Yes, I have seen that episode. And man, that's why we're going to order that. We're just going to ruin everything and go for it. Okay. I'm going to open up XD here in a second, and we're going to get to work on this mobile layout. Like I said in the tweet, this is the last design stream for this project before we start moving into Webflow. And I'm stoked. I'm very, very excited. So while I'm working on getting this up, I would love your guys' suggestions for the stream. How can I make the stream better for you? put it in the chat. Let me know if you're shy and want to put it in the Discord or send me a direct message. Please do. But I would love your ideas. I think that one of the things that I'm going to do is create an entire scene in OBS specifically for the critiques that we do, and that way we can have the volume adjusted. We can have the person's kind of like photo from Discord displayed and all that kind of good stuff. And then also we're going to rebrand. I mean, obviously this is quite simple, but we're going to rebrand the stream to match the website pretty soon. So let me know what other improvements I can make on this, and try and put this stuff together. Cheriton, how can I follow you on Twitch? Well, just head to twitch.tv/Mr. Ben Burns. I think that's the URL. All right, let's go here. And we're working on our mobile layouts. So we did the Now page. On Tuesday. And this was good because we were starting to get our typography squared away and starting to pull together some ideas on how we can translate, longer pictures like this and etc. Best improvement, don't multi-stream. Stream overlay design stream? Oh, maybe. Just get really meta on it. Uh-oh. Someone's being too out there. All right. So we need to focus on the resources here. So I'm going to take this content and copy it down. Yeah, baby's crying. I'm sure you guys will be able to hear. She had a rough night last night. She usually has rough nights on Mondays and Wednesday nights. right before we stream. Okay, so here's a good error. So this type size is actually going to be too large for the screen here. So we need to trim that down. Which is a bummer because that looks super good. Wearing a mask has been a political statement? Oh, I'm not afraid of some political pushback. Squall Dog, thank you though. Most of these are placeholder images anyway. One of the things that I'm doing is all of the streaming that I'm doing with the site. I'm recording it for the actual series, and what I don't want to do is create the entire site like with all the appropriate content in the design system. I want to use these placeholders so that when we go to Webflow and kind of reveal the final, it'll be much more satisfying reveal. Like things will be a little bit different from the entire process. Normally I'd pull in all the right resources, but yeah. Let's see. Oh, you notice I'm missing my arrow there. What happened there? There it is. But I will say that mask picture is really just the reason why it's there, and the reason why it's kind of meaningful to me is that was my last picture in the office before I moved. So you're not taking it from me. You hear? See if this type size will work for these longer headlines. I think this is the body size, yeah. So have I moved for good? I know I talked. Yeah. No, the market is so crazy right now. There's extreme delays in home building. So we have not finished the build yet. Matter of fact, it's not supposed to be done until December, which is a little crazy. Luckily, we've got a great situation right here. You know, I've got a dedicated office space. Kids have their own rooms. And my in-laws are great. So, you know, saving money. I'm kind of wondering if these text links should go on mobile. I'm definitely not going to make this like the only clickable part of this. Like it's going to be an entire card that's clickable, even if you can't see it. You know, you'll be able to take your thumb and hit whatever, any part of this to go to the article. But it seems a little bit, I don't know, unnecessary to have a text link there. Hey, Dan, thank you for the follow. Oh, appreciate it, Squall Dog. Absolutely. The moment where you spill seltzer on your beard. Some tantrums out there, huh? You know, switch. You gonna design, and my wife just walked in the room. She's like, "Save me!" She's not a designer. She's like, "I will embarrass myself. I don't care. Let's do it." Save it for later in the beard. Yeah. Just wring it out at the end of the day. It's like, what do they call that thing where you go down the line at the restaurant and just get like a little bit of every single soda? Yeah, right. Isn't that called gross? I don't know, man. It's been a while. All right, so this, let's see. Basically, I had two featured resources here at the top, and I wanted to make this like a slider. I don't think a slider is appropriate right here. Because then when we do that, we gotta make it, you know, we gotta make the whole thing kind of basically smaller and then duplicate it over to indicate a slider. And I don't think I want to do that right there on that page, on that viewport. So maybe we can reduce it down to 1. And have the same scroll effect as our image here. Like that could be replicated throughout. This number. And if you didn't tune in last time, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of pull the thumbnail, and as you scroll down, it's going to reduce in height and kind of reveal the title here. Maybe we need to add like a featured flag onto this. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So when it scrolls down to size, that'll make sense. Let's see. So that's 12 already. Actually want to make it a little smaller. UX people, is that too small? 10 point for an accent, you know, flag like this? Is it too small for mobile? I don't think legibility is going to be an issue, but yeah, I think that's all right. Cool. I'm not really happy with the shadow on this, but I don't like to do UI shadows that are just gray. I like to pull in a little bit of the actual background color, but this almost looks like a glow. I wish I could set that to I wish I could set the shadow to like multiply or something like that, because it feels like it doesn't darken the background. JW, thank you for that. Yeah, 10 to 12 for some of those elements. Just test it. Yeah, I think as long as it's like pretty much legible, we'll be all right. Should probably pull that into desktop too, matter of fact, because I don't think we clarified that feature over here. That little pop of orange in the mix is really nice. We did something similar on the future site. Oh yeah. Some typefaces have weird line heights. Like this one, there's always like this gap below, and you can't reset that. So like, obviously there's this, which is 0, the paragraph spacing, but then there's this line height. So even if I went 0, the container is still got that bottom margin on it. And so it's kind of difficult to ever really truly center it. If we used like a centering tool, it would always bump it up and not. So you kind of have to work visually here. Fresh. So in the trailer yesterday that I recorded for the series, one of the things that I wrote was that this is the project that I've never finished. The only project that I've never finished. And it's like, shit. That's I don't know, man. That's kind of heavy. But then as I'm adding these little featured flags and stuff like that, I'm like, oh, well, there's definitely gonna be more things that I want to do to the site, so it's probably still never gonna be finished. All right, Christian, let's see, where you go. All right, so yes, you can set the multiply in XD. It's under the bar. Okay, so here's what happens when you do that though. Right, so blend mode is normal. And then if you change this to multiply, what's gonna happen is this entire box is gonna be multiply, right? So what I don't want this, you know, I don't want the box to be any kind of transparent. I want it to be completely opaque. What I want to happen is I want the shadow to darken what's underneath. So what I could do is copy this and then paste it and then bump it down a little bit and then change this one to normal and remove the shadow. But like, do I want to do that for every single one? Because like right now there's 2 boxes there. See what I'm saying? So that's the challenge there. I wish I could, you know, go over here to shadow and then like set just the shadow to multiply. It's a subtle difference, but it's definitely there. A good call though, and that is actually a new feature in XD. Within the past year, they added that, and I don't think does Figma have those blend modes? A is like Figma time, yeah. It is a repeat. I just created this in Photoshop, and it's repeating throughout the background. I think I'm gonna get it to actually move in Webflow, so that's gonna be kind of cool. All right, so we'll do here. So on mobile, these links are going to be a challenge for people to differentiate. Let's take a look at the spacing here. Okay, it's not too bad. So each one is going to have a height of 46. Oh, that's not going to be too bad. Definitely can't do a ton of really closely clustered text links in the body type. That won't be terrible. I didn't realize this last stream, but the music was really low the entire time. When I reviewed the footage, I was like, oh man, it was just silence. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that background noise. I have been for a while. Basic Agency was one of the first to incorporate that, I believe. Or bring it back, I should say. Their culture manual is like squad goals. Oh, actually, that doesn't have a meta. Oh, so you're saying you can't do that in CSS later as well? You should be able to do, I mean, isn't that kind of built into the box shadow to have it multiplying on the background, or no? This is 36, this is 60. So this should be... There we go. Okay, so the only thing that we haven't done on the resources page is the filtering system. So this John. There's a couple different ways that we can do it. I think what I want to do is have kind of a scrollable section here where you can side scroll or side swipe and then select the filter. So let's go ahead and lay this out and see if we can make this work here. I'm retyping them because that's a single text box over there. Cheated a little bit. And I love that stack feature. Just as easily we can go and do something like that. It's great. Does Figma have that? Just playing. I'm just playing. Oh, hey, great command. Great idea. Let's see. Stelvio Grotesque and Vultura. Yep. Yep, exactly. You got it. The rule, the line here, feels like it wants to be down here. And that this is too close to these items. It didn't work. I think proximity is definitely an issue. Apple does this a lot on their site, so let's try. Let's check out what they do on mobile. They actually have icons here with a scroll indication too. Who else does this, guys? Do you know? Like a filtering system that you can scroll through side to side kind of thing. So Alan says over on YouTube that we probably can't do our multiplied shadow CSS without some fancy trick. I swear to God, it's built into the box shadow, but I could be wrong. Oh, Hugo, if you're still around, good luck on your presentation. What do I like more, MKM logo design or web design? Web design, all the way. Yeah, I've designed maybe 3 or 4 really what I would consider good logos in my lifetime, and I enjoy the process of web design way more. Mac Daddy's being weird. Funny. Cherry likes logos. Oh, nice. We might need to uh-oh. Load that. We might need to add like an underline or something. Or actually could add kind of a text instruction over here. So let's do this. Put them on the same baseline. Play with opacity. Yeah, I've tried to avoid a lot of the opacity stuff for the layout, but let's see if that works. Thing is this type is so small. Let's see. Come on. Scroll? No? Okay. Maybe if we added another one, just called this all. And then put these other ones as more transparent. We could also bring in the underline here too. Then a man wonders if we even need that filter word at all. Can you do side scroll on XD? I don't remember. It's probably not worth it. Okay, I'm happy with that though. So it's really clear. It's like, hey, this is a filter because first option is literally just all types, courses, templates, and then you can scroll. I think by increasing the padding in between these items, this one running off of the page here, it's probably pretty clear. Yes, you can. It's under transform. Do you have to wrap it in another rectangle. Scroll groups? Oh, I see. Is that new? Let's see. Ooh, that's pretty cool. There we go. Nice. It must be incredibly hard to design for designers, because like that little tiny icon, I just missed it for a long time. All right, I like that. Too many updates, I'm lost soon. I've been having issues with color and typography. Any tips? Non-so over on YouTube. I would absolutely recommend simplifying. Yeah. Simplifying everything. Focus on one typeface and neutral palette with one color. All right, stretch the group. Wait a minute, on the left. Stretch the group to the other edge of the window. What? Hold up, that's cool. So the scroll area, it'll display, it won't cut the... Oh, that's cool. That's great. But we need to fix this piece here. How do you do that? I guess you'll have to add some spacing in there. Some padding. Let's see. Padding, and then add maybe 50. No, not all the way around. We go 50 here. Because that last item was running up against the edge of the artboard. There it is. MKM. I'm afraid to ask, is 1080p 22-inch monitor acceptable for web design? Absolutely. Yeah. I don't think there's been some people who say that bigger monitors are not good for web design. Yeah, Sam, that was a great tip. I didn't know, because like the scroll group, I didn't know you could extend the scroll group past the actual group, because I was worried that it was going to take that all types and move it all the way over to the artboard, but we just basically whoop, and it did good. And then just so you guys know, what I did for that last item is I just grouped this with nothing. The only thing in this group is the tools and gear text box, and then I added padding onto the right of it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but just saw the handle. That's funny, dude. Yeah, it is a different handle than like a normal grouping or anything like that. Seltzer's gone. Now I gotta get to drinking the gallon of water I allocated for today. Okay. So the only thing that I'm a little worried about is the type size on this, and if it looks like a filter. Like if we were to change, let's see, if we were to change all these items to, say, like a body type, do you think that that looks more appropriate than some of the meta copy that we've been using? What do you guys think? AA, we'll see you. Would adding a small slider at the bottom help UX wise? Probably, but I don't know that I want to draw that much attention to it. You're probably right, but this is one of those like aesthetics are gonna win out in that fight for me. Too much to add the orange color to the selection? I don't think so. We'll try it. What do we think? Do we think that this is an easier read than the meta text? Because it kind of feels like that. Let's try adding that orange. That looks pretty good, actually. Will this be easy to do in Webflow? No, not at all. Matter of fact, in order to get this filtering system in place, we're going to have to use a third-party plugin. I've used it on other sites before, and it's done really well, so I'm not terribly worried about it. Yeah, I think that the body text looks way more like a filtering system than anything else. Kind of wondering if these need to be opaque or transparent now that we're yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. That just kind of confused the hierarchy with the orange type there. Mo beta. So no, it's not an easy thing to do in Webflow, but we'll figure it out. Color's a little hard to read. It's easier on the dark background, but I don't want to mix color like that. This is one of those ones where I need to think about and I'll come back to, because both look really good to me. But I'm happy with the performance of the slider, so we'll leave this here as basically two options and then kind of come back to it when we're in development. Being able to take a look at it on an actual phone is going to be a game changer too, so we'll definitely do that. I think what I'm going to do is switch over to Mac so that I can sync it with my XD app on my phone. Not now, but later. Okay. Jesus, hello. It is a tough decision. Man, you know, color. I love color. It's tough every single time. right. So with content, it's going to be very similar. I'll just remove that recent post. I think the date will communicate what I need to there. Actually delete all of that. This over. Nice. All right. There, we'll handle it like that. One option will have the dark type, and then the other one will have highlight. See which one wins out. Ben from the South. Great name. Amazing results. No, thank you for the follow. All right, let's see. This is so precise. I also go way faster into Webflow. I don't have enough patience. I'm gonna be honest with you. So do I. Normally, I'm into Webflow after the first like 3 or 4 desktop screens. But I don't know. It's not like, I don't think that that's necessarily the right way to do things, you know? So putting the time in, crafting this whole design, and hopefully it comes across like we're doing the right thing. What is nice is that we're making a lot of the decisions up front versus trying to figure out what our margins are going to be in Webflow and all that kind of crap. So personally, I like to just get right into Figma. Way easier to move things around in a constraint-free artboard than in Webflow, where you may have to redo a whole section. I mean, it gets to a certain point where, like, if your type is all outlined, if your basic sections are all designed, if your visual language is established, like, then you can move into Webflow. But yeah, usually you can do that in 3 or 4 different screens. Actually, we don't have a featured project on desktop, so we'll go ahead and delete that. And all this, basically get right into it. I think we will use like a square or something similar for this space, just to give the images enough room to breathe, or the user enough space to see what's going on. So we'll do 20 there. Yeah, better. Dudamus. Hey, Urban Edge, good to see you. Hey, Zeus, always cool. Always find it so cool to see how you go about your designs. I'll learn a lot from just watching. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Don't pick up any of my bad habits, but. What else do we got? Collab. This will be a fun one. Don't like the rag or the length of that statement, so I think I'm gonna make that. I guess it's set up like this. Oscar, hello from Denmark. Do I have the programming phase in mind when designing for the web? Absolutely. I think it's definitely a requirement. Especially since I'm building this myself. If I'm working with an external developer, the thing that I'm gonna really pay attention to is, or actually, I'll just loop them in from the design phase, and I'll actually run designs by them before submitting to the client, because whether we like to believe it or not, developers are very creative creatures. And I think it's really important to involve them in the process because they can have some really, really cool ideas. Oh. It's just... Oh yeah, never mind. There we go. Let's see, do I have a heading 1 somewhere? I do. Here. Richard, hello, hello. Burners and burnettes. Yeah, absolutely, Oscar. I think that I think it's really important if you're going to be working with an external developer to pull them in early at the process so they can weigh in not only if it's feasible or possible or within budget, but also just to see what they're interested in, because creative developers or especially people that work exclusively in the front end, they're hopefully tracking trends, seeing what's new, and you might be able to pull some interesting ideas from them for the design side that you wouldn't otherwise. I don't like when designers, and we've been guilty of this on the channel, I don't like when designers refer to developers as kind of like robotic, kind of like execution only team members, where it's like, yeah, you just make what I design real. They're people too, but also it's a team effort. Aaron, thank you for the follow. Chief, gotta leave. All right, well, thanks. We'll see you next time. Nope, that wasn't it. What was I going to say here? I always forget that fourth one. Speaking. Oh. Duh. The last talk I gave was in Egypt at the Rise Up Summit, and I had so much fun traveling. I wonder why the scroll isn't working here. There it is. Travel what? Never heard of it. Richard, I don't know that we have anybody. Hold on one second. Let me check the crit channel over here. No, we are wide open. John Pantone jumped in last week, but then he wasn't there for the chat. So if you want to head to the waiting room, just post your link in the critique request channel on Discord, and then we will be to you in about 10 minutes. Yeah, so that was my first time traveling outside of North America, was to Egypt, and I did it solo, and kind of obsessed with travel right now. And it was literally December of 2019, and then I went to Russell Brunson's conference in Nashville in, I think it was February 2020, and then everything hit and shut it down. So I got this little taste of international travel, and then it was done. Ugh. I feel very fortunate to have traveled to Egypt and you know, to speak there. So I don't mean to complain, but what criteria will you have for a collab? I don't know. I mean, typically what I'm thinking is like a social media collab. So, you know, we're always looking to show up on other people's channels, etc. The form. Okay. So there'll probably be like a recommended audience size for a collab. So you got something really cool you want to do. Sorry, I know that's vague, but such is life. All right, let's see. Next time you guys sit down to design, what I want you to do is put like something in front of you, like a water bottle or whatever, and then just start talking and see how difficult it is to carry conversations on when your creative brain is focused on something. It's nuts. Do Tuesday and Thursday. This is going to be an interesting adaptation here. Me looking serious. My concentration face. It's funny, my brother always used to make fun of me about the faces that I made when I played guitar. Like, you look like you're mad at somebody. Just trying to make great music, dude. Did I find any favorite flavors? I think the mango one was my favorite. The lemon one was really good, but the mango one spoke to me on a spiritual level. It was really good. There we are. Oh, I should have totally left aligned that type. think that'll work. Do I prefer physical books or audiobooks? So Plomple, what I do, which, you know, take with a grain of salt, but I actually listen to the book on the audiobook first, and then if it meets a certain standard, I go and buy the physical book. And I do it that way because I don't retain a ton from audiobooks. So the ones that I want to retain, I buy physically. That's actually how I started with Good to Great. Fantastic book, by the way, if you haven't read it. And you know, listened to it a whole bunch on audiobook, and then bought my first copy. I've given that book away 3 times. Richard, sure thing. Yeah, that'll work. Right. It is 1 o'clock. We're going to have to move into critiques. Just give me 5 minutes to finish up this form. Should not take long. What am I thinking about? It's so intense. No, it's just literally like sometimes you get zoned in. That's the flow state. I challenged everybody a couple minutes ago, like next time you're designing, just put something in front of you like a microphone or a water bottle and see if you can carry on a conversation, because it's tough. Here we go. Okay. That will work. That form is going to be fun. I don't know that this is the right call for this interaction here. The radio buttons. I'm going to do some more research when we move into development there. Because once the user selects it, obviously there's confirmation here, but what if they select it? What if they select collaboration over here and then somehow the active button gets, pushed off screen? A drop down might be the answer there for mobile, at least. I'm going to do some digging on that. Okay. All right. So I think at this point, we are just about ready to kind of move into Webflow. I'll probably flesh out the rest of these designs on my own time, because I think I'm going to offer this as like a free download where you can download my XD file. And I don't want to leave anything like incomplete. But this is totally enough for me to go on and move into development. So that's that. We got 4 pages knocked out, or 4 screens knocked out. Here's our collab. Projects. And those are kind of similar. And then we've got now. That's about it. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we get back, Richard, do the crit. All right. I'll be right back, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and adjust our work music down. And head to Discord. Let's see, desktop. Okay. Crack open the links. And jump in the chat. Let's see. Nope. What am I doing? Put Richard in here and share my screen. I don't know if Squall Dog is still in the chat, but like, how about 3 multi-streams? Oh, thank you, Moonraid. I appreciate that. I'm really enjoying how the project is coming together. Richard, can you hear me?
Perfectly. Can you hear me?
Right on. Yes, absolutely. Let me just make sure your volume is up. Guys, can you hear Richard okay? Richard, say hello.
Hello.
All right, you guys let me know if Richard is coming in too low. Okay, so let's a little quiet. Okay, I'll crank his volume 1 second. There we go. Very low for Richard. And let me... Let's see. Check and just turn chat up like this too. Okay, say hello one more time.
Hello, one more time.
Oh God, my ears. I hope that guy, it's not muted. Is that good? Is that good enough for you guys? Let me know. All right. Richard, tell me about this logo. What are we trying to do here?
Yeah, so basically I'm working for a visual content production company.
Okay.
Vulgarly called as like outsourcing image editing. And we've been actually developing our own AI powered image editing solution. And basically we have 2 models, one that isolates products and one that is specifically designed for models.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to like regroup both into one.
Mm-hmm.
And at the moment, the brand that we have is very, the name that we have is very based on isolation purely, because that's what the model does right now. But the model is being developed to actually support shadow cleaning, straightening, you name it, everything you need for basic e-commerce images. That's our specialty.
Yeah.
So I've been asked to kind of brainstorm about a new name and something that could scream AI and image editing, and so I've tried a few and I came down to edit. And what I wanted to do here is basically have something that just works well and is very easy to remember, and where I actually could also integrate the AI in it, because that will at one point be a standalone product that will. That's why I actually realized I sent you the sort of like the version I used to show a colleague of mine, where I highlighted the AI in a different color.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you the other version in like monochrome.
Mm-hmm.
And basically logo design is not always my forte, and I'm kind of now reaching the stage where it gets complicated for me. It's the sort of refinement where spacing and weight and sort of like, you know, what will make the difference between, it's gonna sound like I'm really proud of myself, but from good to great. And that's where I really need you guys' opinion. And my first question is, did I completely miss the mark?
Nice.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So at first glance, I did not get AI. So I don't know if that's I take that feedback for what it is, because I wasn't looking for it. But what I'm wondering is, if you could just switch your tagline around so that the AI in your tagline matches the AI in your logo, where it says like maybe it's image editing, comma, AI powered, and AI is lowercase. Because the jump from capital A to lowercase a, I think that was part of the reason why I didn't notice it.
So you get that repetition that connects with your...
Yeah. And again, I don't know if that's the right solution, but like that might help. But I think that the A and the I, like basically having this A kind of come out of the D, the lowercase d, is really cool. It's an awesome concept. But I think that it's been lost in all of the other stuff that's been going on with the logo. So like, is there a reason why the E, this arm of the E is so extended? Was it just to fill this negative space?
Yeah, originally it wasn't. I didn't stretch it that much, but I kept having this sort of like unbalanced feeling. So I decided to stretch it to kind of like feel and get that kind of block. Yeah, simply because there was too much negative space in my opinion. But yeah, I'm definitely open. Any suggestion is a good one for me today. So
okay,
yeah.
I find it a little distracting. So I was trying to figure out why this was longer than the rest, why it was extended, and my eye was instantly drawn to this, and then the bottom of this T. So is this built into the typeface, or did you add that?
It's actually it's not a typeface. I shaped everything, and then with the shape tool, I just went around. I didn't want to be dependent on the typeface actually.
Gotcha.
So it's modifiable as I wish.
Okay, very cool. So the two things that pulled my eye away from the AI are the arm on the E and then this bowl of the T. So I think if we can make those less important, it'll allow this AI to kind of stand out. Also, when you're doing these, like when the logo depends on a color change, it's not always the greatest thing in the world. But in this case, what I would do is I would make the E and the T the darker color and make the A and the I the lighter color, because that'll jump out first at people. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Actually, now that one of these ideas you wish you had, and you don't even know why you didn't think about it, because it's actually obvious.
And then as far as the D is concerned, I think that this line is a little small that separates. So in a monochrome color, I would probably want to increase the gap here. Another thing you might want to consider is if you're actually doing this like custom typeface, I'm wondering if you can find some inspiration in slab serifs, because it could be cool to make this D a slab serif D, as long as it doesn't ruin the rest, because then it'll fill in that negative space that you're not really liking, with a little bit of like a slab serif here, and then all of a sudden that becomes an icon too, where it's almost like an arrow that's pointing up or something like that. So play around with that. I think that the entire word will read edit, even if there's something funky going on here. But that's one kind of exploration that I would make. And then I'm not sure how that would impact the rest of the letters, but I think that there's slab serifs out there that are very subtle. Like they don't throw serifs on every single letter.
Yeah, it's definitely worth trying. As far as the spacing between in the D, it was bigger originally, and I do that stupid thing where I kind of like leave my room and come back to it to see if I can sort of like read the logo, nicely. And my brain kept saying to me, eat it. And I was like, oh, but eat it as in eating something, and I was like, no, 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 I really don't want that. And the only way I got my brain to read edit and not eat it was to kind of really lower it, even though it bothers me because this space is small and you can't find it nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, first I matched it to the space that you have between the dot and the bar from the eye. But still, it was still reading eat it.
Yeah, I don't think you got to go extreme, but I do think that like it'll help the clarity of the A and the I. Because the whole, like I said, when we read, we don't actually read every letter. We read the shape of the word, and so it's going to read edit, because especially if you move if you put the E back to normal, it'll read E, and then the last is a T. So those are the most important. There's a test online where you can go and you can actually read entire paragraphs of text that the first letter of the word is correct and the last letter of the word is correct, and then the middle is all jumbled up. But you can still read the entire text because the first and last letter of each word is in the right place. So I think that like the word edit will be legible even if you kind of increase that spacing a little bit, and as long as the E is kind of put back to normal.
Cool. I'll definitely try that. And would you go more for a monochrome approach, or would you keep trying to get the contrast? I want it to be subtle, but also not that I'm the only one to see it, as in the AI part of it.
Yeah. I think both is the answer here, because obviously this is going to be a digital project, right? Like this logo is going to show up mostly on the web, and then as far as implementation, maybe you guys will have shirts done, maybe hats and pins, like just swag, but it's not going to be like printed on a piece of packaging or anything like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
No,
so
the probably the only thing it will be printed might be like a leaflet or whatever, so that'll be fine.
Best practices, you want every logo to work in black and white, so I'm glad that there's a divider there in the D. But I would make that primary mark a color contrast piece in this case. It's not advice that I typically give, but I think in this case it'll be fine. I will say that I really actually like the uppercase E versus the lowercase. Again, I think we just went one step too far because my eye was drawn towards this E, and I was trying to figure out what the play there was. And I was like, why is it crooked? Or what are they trying to say with this? And I totally missed out on the AI part.
Yeah, no, I guess that's probably the problem of living in Holland and having drank too many Heineken, and you get drawn into, let's tilt that E.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But it's true. The more I look at it, the more I prefer also the capital version of it.
Yeah. And then for this one, like I said, I think that increasing the space just a little bit, playing around with the concept of a slab serif, and then massaging both the E and the T, I think that you'll eventually wind up there. But the concept is really, really cool. Like identifying the AI shape in those separate letters. Like, good job, man.
Cool. I'm really happy I wasn't the only, because sometimes you're so pumped, you work 2 hours on something and you're like, yeah, this is the best idea, and then you go to bed and next morning you pull that up again, you're like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, I've been there. I have totally been there.
Would you keep that contrast as well in the tagline, or would you make the tagline simply one color?
I didn't even notice, dude. The contrast is so low that I didn't notice the difference. Are you saying that there's... this text is gray. I think that these two values are too close together. So I would increase it slightly where maybe make this gray a little bit darker. Thank you so much. I have more coffee. Oh my God. But yeah, I would increase that contrast just a little bit and definitely increase it in the logo because it was really tough to see. People are in the chat are asking the timeless question, what font is that?
It isn't one. Oh, the font of the tagline?
Yeah.
It's a basic Lato.
Lato.
Yeah.
Latte.
This one I call it Lato. that's where you will hear my French origins. But yeah, on the tagline, I don't really have a lot of. I have to stick to to one of the company fonts.
Matthias is like, I knew I saw it. Yeah. And then the other thing too is that I would actually work on decreasing the contrast between the cap height and the X height. So I think that you can bring the height of the E and the height of the D and the T down a little bit, and you'll get that kind of lowercase feel because the contrast between the X height and the cap height is less, right? So it's a good way to kind of like humble down a typeface by just decreasing the height of those things.
So decreasing the top of the D and the T, and then as a result as well, then decreasing as well the dot on the I, right?
I think the dot is almost there, but what you'll want to do is you'll want to find a typeface like that's geometric, like Futura maybe, and then trace over it the lines that they use for the X height and the baseline and the cap height, and then see if your custom typeface here is matching some proportions of a well-known typeface, because those proportions are like master's craft. that set proportion. But I would just decrease, like keep your X height, like the height of the bowl of the D or whatever this called.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a bowl, but then decrease your cap height to reduce the contrast between the two, and then it kind of communicates that like humility, at least to me. I don't know.
And can you be more specific about the bottom of the T? Or I missed the point, or you went really fast on it.
I don't have a suggestion there. I just think that it's a little distracting to have this accent piece so large. So you might want to look at some other slab serifs. Let's see, slab serif. What's a good slab serif? Rockwell? Is it Rockwell? Let's see. Okay, so you can see on Rockwell. You see that T?
Yeah, it is much shorter.
It's a lot subtler.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you have to go that far. But I would honestly consider, just reducing the size and the impact of that. I guess it would be serif. Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, also because the more I look at it, the more I'm getting the T from the city logo, that banking thing with the umbrella.
Oh, the Citibank, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, the Citibank. The more I look at it, the more I'm getting that sort of umbrella stuff. So that's definitely going to it's too curvy.
Yeah, so here's Museo, right? So I wonder if there's a geometric slab serif. That'd be kind of cool to see. But you can see like the T here, the end of the T ends pretty quickly. And then the E has a couple of slab or serifs on it there. But you see how that D, that serif on the D could be its own kind of unique thing. Especially if there's like a line through it here.
Yeah, but do you think that then I need to match the opposite with the bottom part, or I can just keep it on its own for the top as it's...
Play around with it. Yeah, play around with it. Again, this is just something to test. It's an idea that's in my brain. I can see it, but execution, it may be crap. Who knows?
Let's just play around and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Might end up with something different. Might be like, psh, this is it.
Yeah. I think you keep this concept, just fix the E and the T, and then make this just a little bit wider. And I think you have a good solid, final phase concept to take it in and compare it to some of the other ideas. And then you go back and try a slab serif and see how that goes. So, does that make sense?
Totally. Really appreciate it, because
cool.
It's always good to have that sort of like other people looking at something and broadening your sort of like perspective on stuff, especially when you work from home.
Yeah.
You don't have that colleague, that we all have that one colleague that just walks around. You don't know what he does, but he suddenly has a good idea for everybody's project on their screen.
Yeah, art director. Yep, exactly. Oh, cool, man. I appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, that's about it. Matt, I see you in the waiting room, dude, but I can't do it today. I got to get to work. It's 1:30. But today was pretty rad. Again, somehow I achieved a state of flow, even though you guys were in the chat. So if I ignored you, I'm so sorry. But I was in it, man. I was focused. And crit was really great. It's awesome to have like good work to tweak, like small tweaks to this logo. I think we'll take it there. And yeah, next week we move into Webflow. I'm gonna see if I can get Mr. Tim Ricks to jump on either live or in a recording so that he can take a look at the designs and then give me some advice on where to take the development, because that dude is a literal wizard in Webflow. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. And Sean, appreciate it. Yeah, this was fun. It was fun today. All of you guys on YouTube, all 5 of you, I appreciate you hanging out, and we'll see you next time. All right, so let's find somebody to raid. I know A's on. I know he's on. But let's see if there's anybody else. And let's make sure this raid works today. This was crazy. Last time we tried to raid a channel and it didn't work. Let's see. Where do we want to go? Art? Just chatting? Oh, hello Mayo. Mayo is streaming. Let's see what she's up to. Or hello Mayuko. Time to go focus, exactly. Okay, let's see. We're gonna see if we can raid Hello Mayuko. So she is an engineer, it looks like, and she does Pomodoro sprints or pom-poms. So if you guys have things to do, get ready, because you guys are gonna do like a 50-minute sprint with Mayuko. Show her some love when you hit the chat, and we will see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. If the raid doesn't work, I'll go ahead and end the stream, and we'll call it a day. I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks a bunch.
How did it come to this? It's now I have so much. Is this? Oh no! Why does it cost $60? Because I had something else. Okay, wait. Is there something that I can get rid of? I don't need this Muji low center of gravity one. Let's get rid of that. Mr. Ben Burns. Hey, thanks for the raid. Oh, followers only chat is off. Welcome, welcome. Kinokuniya is off limits. The tiny black one. Yeah, I'm curious to try this Muji eraser. Ugh, they're all gonna come at very different times.